President Donald Trump just told the world that sometimes you need a dictator, and he didn't say it in a meme. He said it after a speech at the World Economic Forum in Davos, where global leaders and trillion-dollar decision makers gather to decide how risky the world actually feels. Now, this came after an hour-long address where he threatened Europe, pressured NATO allies, talked about seizing Greenland again, and repeatedly confused Greenland with Iceland, which are, last time I checked, not the same place. Then, talking to reporters, Trump said people usually call him a dictator, and instead of denying it, he leaned in and said, but sometimes you need a dictator, framing it as common sense. And no, this wasn't a joke. This is how he talks about power. Davos is not a rally, it's not a cable news hit, it's where governments, banks, hedge funds, and corporations decide whether the US still feels like a stable anchor or a risky variable. And when the President of the United States casually normalizes authoritarian language that doesn't land overseas as humor, it lands as a warning label. Here's the part that some people might have missed. Markets don't panic over insults, they panic over unpredictability. And Trump isn't just unpredictable in policy, he's unpredictable in philosophy. He doesn't talk about power as responsibility, he talks about it as domination. He doesn't frame institutions as safeguards, he frames them as obstacles. Now that matters because once allies start believing American power depends on one man's mood instead of stable systems, capital starts moving. Trust starts cracking, and when trust cracks, it doesn't come back with an apology tour. This wasn't Trump joking, this was Trump explaining how he thinks leadership works. When leaders normalize this kind of language, it reshapes what voters tolerate, what allies prepare for, and what behavior gets copied next. And once that becomes normal, it doesn't get walked back, it gets replicated. I'm Hank, here to explain the chaos, not hype it. If you want clarity instead of noise, you're in the right place.